So we're talking about doing stuff on the cheap and simple. I found a nifty jar. We're going to make a cloner out of this. So we'll fill the jar part way with water, just plain tap water. I'll take a small air stone, put that in. We'll attach the other end to an aquarium air pump. Then we'll turn on the pump. So here we are in the greenhouse. A couple of days later, we've let this little cloner run for a couple of days to get rid of the chlorine. I put this stuff on a little heat mat because it's cold out here in the greenhouse, and it's January, so it's pretty close to freezing. Actually, this is the temperature right here, so pretty nippy in here. But thanks to that heat pad, we have 74 degrees here in this container, so we should do pretty well. Okay, so I have a few cuttings now. I have some genera, which we put in there. We can stick these right in the water. This is just tap water. There's nothing added in this. No minerals except for what's in there. And we have a couple of tomatoes. These are cherry tomato. There's two of those. So there's two of each. Cherry tomato and genera. Now you notice this blossom. We're going to take that off. The blossoms take way too much energy, and they'll produce more blossoms later. But anyway, we have two each, and we're going to wait a week and pull those things out and see what happens. This is probably the cheapest possible cloner you can get other than just a plain glass of water. Another thing, on most of these plants you can leave some pretty good leaves, but if you have large leaves, we're going to cut those down a little bit because the leaves will take up some of the energy that you need for the roots, for the rooting process. There we go. And we'll see it in a week. Okay, so here we are 1 week later. Let's see what we got here. Here's the tomato cutting. And we see some pretty good roots on there. This is 1 week. That's pretty good. Now for the genera, well, there's nothing yet, so we'll give these babies another week and see what happens. Come back in 2 weeks. Okay, so here's week 2, and here's the tomato plants. Whoa! What a difference a week makes. Check it out. Man. Okay, let's check out the genera. And there's one. There's a little bit of roots on that one. Kind of hard to see, but there is. Yeah, there's a couple little ones on the bottom. And then this one, considerably more. The genera plant is a lot more woody than the tomato plant, so that's why it takes longer to clone. But anyway, for just a simple air tube or air stone and a jar, I mean, if you're not in a hurry, go for it. Of course, cloning is much easier and much faster using a power cloner. The OxyClone is a very simple power cloner using a single submersible pump. The submersible pump draws in outside air and agitates the solution, maximizing the oxygen content. And of course the air valve adjusts the amount of airflow. And we can see much faster root development compared to the jar system. Now look at this little baby. thing work or what? As you can see, aeroponic cloners do a very good job as well. These require more maintenance and are more susceptible to leaks and sprayer clogging, but they do work exceptionally well. This is part one of cheap and simple systems. Check out this beautiful sweet basil. You will see at the end of this segment that very large plants can be grown in these 5-gallon bucket systems. The operational force for this type bucket system is to force outside air into the nutrient solution. This is accomplished by an aquarium pump forcing air to an air stone. This action provides not only oxygen, but also carbon, nitrogen, and hydrogen and other beneficial elements. The Root Spa is a DWC bucket system that does not require an air stone. It is operated by placing the air pump hose directly into the tube and turning on the air pump. As you can hear, it's starting to make major bubbles right now. It's highly recommended that you place just a teeny bit of silicone lubricant or some kind of food grade lubricant around that hole to make it easier to slide in and out. As you can see, as you remove it, you check the level, which of course is right below the bucket. Another thing we found with these bucket systems was the ability to grow ripe tomatoes and jalapeno peppers under T5 fluorescent lights. This large basil plant was grown in a bucket system and provided enough pesto for the entire neighborhood. Join us for part 2, and we'll discuss 2 more cheap and simple hydroponic gardening systems.